man. Oh, man. All right. I did it. I managed to hit the live button. All right. Is the computer working? All right. All right. Man, I have been struggling. I just cannot bring myself to go live anymore. Anybody on? Got anybody on tonight? All right, who we got? Any absent? What's up, brother? Dude, I'm struggling, man. I cannot bring myself to go live anymore. I keep setting streams up and canceling them and just putting them off. I'll set one up for 6, and then I'll push it off to 7 and 8. And I don't know. Oh, man. What the hell? How did that happen? My double bass fell apart. What the heck? Interesting. What the hey, man? How did that happen? Give me a second here. Got gremlins in the garage. Somebody kick that over. I'm not going to start playing the drums. I promise I'm not going to play the drums. I just want to make it adjusted for later. What the hell? How did this happen? Sorry. Sorry. I didn't get sucked into that shit. You're not drumming today. Sorry about that. My bass pedal fell apart. I couldn't let it go. Alright, I'm training. I'm not playing drums. Sorry about that. How many hobbies you got? I guess I do a lot of stuff. I didn't mean to subject you guys to that. I get sucked into stuff. That's the problem. How it's like when your instrument's not tuned right because it's broken or falling apart, and you're messing around with it and you just can't let it go. Like I didn't have to do. But I'll tell you what, like I could honestly, if I thought that I could get an audience just playing the drums, I would totally do it. Your view on Israel versus Iran. Well, I'm a United States Marine, so what do you think what would you guess my views would be? I'm not in every stream, but you seem super kind and very motivating. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. That's a spliff. I need glasses. Gauge. Let's see. The whole reason I set this monitor up is so I could read the names. Freshly Wild. Hey, what's up? Any absent? So, I never did get back to you on the Discord thing. I want to set up a Discord. I want to grandfather in all of the moderators that I have, and then kind of set something up for members only. And then I'm going to set up a membership. We want to have some kind of a gatekeeping, something small, like even if it's $1 a month or something, just to keep like the trolls out. But any proper troll I know would pay $2 to troll somebody. Ultra, just so you know, I don't feel like I look jacked. I feel like I look withered away. I've lost 30 pounds since my surgery, which I did on purpose. I purposely lost the weight, but when I look in the mirror, I see a withered husk of myself. You can go look at my videos. Back in March, I was 230 pounds, and I was deadlifting close to 700, squatting over like 660. My bench was just a little over 400 pounds. And, now I'm kind of trying to get back into training. I've been having real difficulty getting on streams though. I keep setting streams up and then pushing them an hour. I'll set up a stream for 6 o'clock and then 6 will come around. And I'll change it to 7 and 8, 9. And I think part of it is because my swamp cooler went out in the garage and it's about 110 degrees out here. And it's just because I was trying to figure out why I can't get motivated to train. Because I've gone through injuries before. I've had in the last 4 years, I've had 3 major injuries that took months to recover from, and I've always trained. This one, I'm just having a tough time. But my thought was I would lose some weight. I get down to about 195 pounds, and then I'm going to start training Muay Thai. I was supposed to do that tonight. I was supposed to go to the gym tonight with my daughter. I didn't do that. But work's picking up. I'm going to be doing 12-hour shifts here. Finally, some overtime. I finally get overtime, and it's in the middle of when summer's starting up. It's like oppressively hot outside. I live in Vegas. That's Spliff Gauge. Yeah, God's Bow. Good shape, especially for your age. Yeah. So, if I'm not competing, there's no reason to be walking around at 230. And since I've lightened up, man, I'll tell you what, all my joints feel great. Let's see, I'm not in every stream, but you seem super good. Yeah, thank you, I appreciate that. My view on Iran and Israel, don't forget to check Signal. Yeah, I messaged you, but you didn't get back to me, and then I got busy and I forgot to. I'm going to set up alerts so that I see. I usually turn the alerts off on my phone because this is also my work phone, and as you can imagine, I probably get like 40, 50 messages a day, and it gets to a point where I actually get anxiety when I hear my phone go off. I hear the beep, and I'm like, ugh. because it could be work related. So I got to take the time and set up notifications so that the sounds are different. Um, but I'll turn on notifications for Signal. What else is going on? I've been getting really bad nosebleeds. So I'm supposed to have a procedure done. I've had my nose broke 4 times for boxing, stuff like that. And I was sparring Muay Thai, and it hit me right where the cartilage meets the bone. And I was getting nosebleeds really bad. They went in there and cauterized it. You're gonna love this. I fell asleep at my workbench, and I hit the table. Oh my God! Right here, right on the spot. I bat my head on the table, and I started bleeding profusely. I was covered in blood, and it wouldn't stop. I was freaking out. I jammed like paper towels up my nose. So I'm gonna have to go to the doctor tomorrow, get that looked at. I can't think of anything else. Work's picking up. We're going back to training Muay Thai. Arm's healing nicely. I'm in week 12 of bicep reattachment surgery. I still haven't done any resistance training or nothing notable. As soon as I haven't worked upper body for the most part. My doctor told me I could start doing shoulders again. I can't use the bicep. I'm just not allowed to use it. I can't. I could do lightweight training at like 5 pounds or whatever. But Steven, Semper Fi, brother. At least you got spliff. Let's see. I'm a bigger dude that lost some weight recently. It's crazy the amount of mobility. Yeah. So it's funny because back in the day when I was in my 30s, I used to do like windmill kicks and stuff like that. And I was not able to really leave my feet when I was trained up for this competition. Like I could jump, but I mean, my lateral movement was really bad, and it never occurred to me it was my weight. I thought it was just my age. Well, since I've slimmed down, I can get off my feet again, and I'm starting to get mobility back. I can't think what else. What else is going on? Bunch of baby chickens. Work's picking up. It's hot. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get a swamp cooler tomorrow. Guy's giving one away for free, so I think that's been my lack of motivation to train. It just gets so damn hot in this garage. Nice knee pain in the house. You got dumbbells and a bench last week. That's right. You're a jarhead too. Semper Fi, brother. I appreciate it, but don't waste your money on me. No, but I do appreciate it. I cannot jump for shit. So I used to play basketball, and I could get my forearm above the rim, and I could still right now jump and touch the rim without running. The problem is if I play basketball, my knees swell up, and I can't walk for 4 days. But I still have hops, and all I do is squats. I don't really do any plyometrics. So I thought about it. I'm really tempted to go shoot some hoops and see what happens. You're built like an offensive lineman. Hell yeah. Hey, are you trying to slim down though, or do you like being a big boy? How's the arm doing? It's hard to say. I still haven't done any resistance training on it. I'm really tempted though, because I've been doing the day-to-day stuff, like, picking groceries up and cleaning, moving furniture, that kind of thing. And a couple times on accident, I've used my arm, and it was strong. I didn't feel any pain. So week 12, that's 3 months from surgery, is when you can, according to the standard chart, you could start doing resistance training. But that's just a standard chart for general purpose, general information for everybody that's had this surgery. So maybe you're a slow healer, maybe you're a quick healer. In my case, I used peptides, so I'm a little ahead of the curve. So essentially what that means is you still want to get your doctor to sign off on what kind of exercise you can do, because he'll tell you, he'll examine it, test the strength of it, articulation, and obviously I have full range of motion back. I don't have any issues. They tested my grip strength. My grip strength on this arm was actually stronger than this one. And that could be just due to having a stronger side than the other. I have been working the triceps out a little bit. Yeah, my grand budget. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. Mr. Rich Poo Poo, what's up? Yeah, I'm not trying to push anything, but so if the problem is like, they said I could do Muay Thai training, but they don't want me punching because, do hooks and hit the bicep, but I don't know, I guess I could do technique. I don't know. I can't hit the heavy bag. It just sucks. Like I'm not allowed to do anything, and my upper body is wasting away, and I'm just so sick of doing squats. uh, Imagine with your test level, strength size of your bicep, I think you should be healed by the general date, if not before. So I'm not on anything right now. I'm actually tempted to do a cycle, but I don't want to rush that either. 0325, nice. Let's see, 0325, that's, is that automatic rifleman? What's 0320? What's the 25? Help me out here. I was in 0844, so I was field artillery. And then knee pain, what was your MOS? Were you infantry or comm or did you say it was, or what, intel? What were you? What was your MOS? And then we got Stephen Sullivan in the house, one of my moderators. Oh, hey, knee pain, I'm going to make you a moderator too. I don't expect you to do anything, but just a recognition, I guess. I don't really. I ask my moderators not to really delete any comments unless they go against YouTube policy. So we have four Marines in the house. We got me, Steven, Knee Pain, and where did he go? What's your name? Oh, damn it, I lost it. Oh, here we go. Samuel. Michael Samuel. So we got 4 jarheads in the house. And we got Ego Lift. He's my spirit animal. Might be one of the only people watching right now that hasn't served. But thank you for your service. I appreciate that. But here's the deal. Like, to me, we all have our path. I don't really. I don't define myself by the things I do. When I first joined the service, I said I was going to be a Marine for the rest of my life, and then I got injured, and that didn't work out. And then my identity was too tied up into that. So when they told me I couldn't be a Marine anymore, once a Marine, always a Marine. But when they told me I couldn't serve active duty anymore, it devastated me. And then I was a Marine. I do powerlifting. I do all these hobbies, but I think if we get too tied into the things we do, it could really shatter you if it gets taken away. And on top of that, like, I don't judge people that didn't do the same things I did. 2211 senior drill instructor, Staff Sergeant Dowd. Hell yeah. So Brandon Jennings, platoon 2011 senior drill instructor, Staff Sergeant Dowd, highly motivated DI, operated lean, mean, amphibious killing machines. Did you graduate boot camp in 96? No, I went 94. I was 1190. Charlie Company 1198. I don't even remember. Well, who was my fucking drill instructor? Staff Sergeant. I remember Sergeant Barry Gomez. What the fuck was the senior drill instructor's name? Oh, God, I can't remember. I get a lot of older vets that all they talk about is boot camp, especially like the Vietnam era guys and some of the older ones. And they're always like, they talk shit about how like our boot camp was easier, and I don't know if that's true or not. But I'm looking at them, I'm like, what the fuck else did you do? Did you do anything besides boot camp? Like, I got 8 years on top of that. Like, who talk about that shit? Do you love Trump? No, I don't love anybody. I like Trump. I voted for him. Christina in the house. Hey, baby. I am a Trump supporter, but I don't put anybody on a pedestal. You look like a guy I graduated with. Brandon. You got a picture? So, yeah, I graduated boot camp in June 1994. Platoon 1198 Charlie Company. Our barracks was right there on the grinder, right by the chow halls. Paris Island, I'm assuming. Salam, Shalel, Salam, Syria, Shalom, Africa, Salam, Afghanistan. I say salami with mayonnaise. Durka, Jahad Allah. We got Talu 47. Afghanistan, Misha Allah, Sarah, Misha Allah, Durka, Jahad Allah. Would you go through RASP or the... Oh, God, I need glasses, guys. RASP or... Would you go through RASP or the Q course? We had the confidence course. I don't know what either of those are. Well, I know what they are, but I didn't go through either of those. You have baby chicks in my hair. So I bought my wife 2 chickens, and we have our own chick. We have a pretty big flock, but when our chicks have babies, you can't introduce new ones to them because they'll attack them. So I brought these 2 home because they were a special breed, and they claim my wife as their mother. So now they follow her around and they sleep in the bed with her. She puts them in a little thing with a blanket over them. No controversial subjects. Oh, I actually don't mind. I say fuck Israel. Say fuck Israel. No, Israel's our ally. I will not say that. What's your opinion on atheists? Because I'm an atheist, but I feel something is missing in life. Yeah. Well, I could say I was agnostic for a long time, which is not... See, an atheist believes that there's no God, whereas an agnostic believes there's something out there but doesn't know what it is, can't define it. And I studied theology in college. I studied theology and mythology. And when I was reading the Bible, I have the Bible, I've got the Quran, I've got the Book of Mormon, I've got Buddhist literature, I've got a bunch of Buddhist books. We got Shintoism. Is that how you say it? Shinto? The Japanese. What else do we have? We studied Greek and Roman mythology, and of course Norse. My wife was heavy into Greek and Roman. Where am I going with this? Well, I read most of these books I treated them all like they're books. They might be interesting stories, but do I have any belief in them? No. But I was interested. My main focus of my studies was to find out why the, we'll say, archetypes persisted and were handed down through cultures, and you see them persist in stories. I mean, you could kind of find similarities between Jesus and Gilgamesh if you go back to the Sumerian writings, and a lot of people would say, well, that just proves the Bible's wrong. And I said, well, it's more interesting than that. Like, no matter what language you speak, 2 + 2 is always 4, right? So if there is truth in any of it, then there's truth in all of it. And it's like I wanted to not necessarily find out where it can be proven wrong, but where the similarities were and what we can take from them is why are we drawn to these archetypes, like the hero's journey, for example. And as I was studying these books, I came to 2 very real conclusions, and this is also based a little bit on personal experience. I found out of everything that I studied, the Bible was the only thing that was historically accurate, and I could find correlation with current times. And anytime I've asked a question, if I found an answer in the Bible, it never steered me wrong. So that got me really interested, and I started studying the New Testament. And I've come to believe in Jesus, and I call myself a Christian, although I'm still learning. And I can say definitively that the Quran is not worth the paper it's written on. I believe it's like a satanic book. I think that it's like very much Antichrist. That's my opinion. Could be wrong. Let's see. Do you have too hard spar to train Muay Thai? Rick Shaw. No. not at all. You just talk to your sparring partner and tell them. Usually, when we train, we pair a new person up with someone experienced, and usually we'll allow the new person to go kind of hard so that he can. And if you do decide to go hard, like say for example, you keep dropping your hands, I might tell you, hey, if you, I'm going to smack you upside the head if you keep dropping your hands, and I'll hit you hard enough that you'll stop doing it. But the whole point of sparring is to learn. Well, there's different. So there's different kinds of sparring. There's like learning the technique and being able to use that technique on somebody who's going to resist you, but at the same time let you do it so you can become proficient at it. And then there's practicing for fighting. And that's the case. You just tell your partner, hey, this is how hard I want to go. You don't hit any harder than you want to be hit. Is the general rule. And if somebody's trying to tune you up, which does happen, you tell them fucking stop it. And if they don't, you give them the business. But people like that don't last very long. Like if they can't control themselves, they don't stick around the gym because usually somebody that's got experience will teach them a very important lesson. Would you be a ranger or a green? Whoa, messages are going fast today. I was a little scattered. It's a shame they didn't let you send longer messages on YouTube. Yeah, for sure. Don't hard spar, work on technique. Well, sometimes it's fun to spar. Sometimes it's fun to just go at it. But again, you know, if you're with somebody, you tell them your partner who, you're supposed to be communicating. So, let's see. I was sad my bird left, but I saw a pack of his kind a couple hours later. So you lost your bird? He flew away? Not being negative. I'm not being negative. I didn't see any negative comments. Talut's 47's going after it, huh? I'm Mormon, Latter-day Saints. Right on, I know a lot of Mormons. I'm not supposed to have that book. That's why I mentioned it. I have ways of procuring things I'm not supposed to have. Would you be a ranger or a green beret? I will say this, though. This is just my opinion, and it's nothing negative against the Mormons at all. But the second book that is supposed to accompany the Bible reads like bad fiction. And like I read it, and I'm like, they really believe this shit? Not judging. Ranger, would you be a ranger or a green beret who wore it better? No, I'm a Marine. Professor Lineage the Lifter, what's your thoughts on Donald Trump renaming the Gulf? I think it's awesome. I find it funny, to be honest with you. I just can't afford to get any more concussions. Yeah, and Muay Thai, we don't train with headgear on. And the whole point of that is you're not supposed to be punching people in the head. I mean, if you're dropping your hands, you could bonk someone, you could tap him, but the whole point is, nobody wants to accumulate brain damage. Now, I keep getting into it with one person in particular, and he keeps fucking me up. And when I get back to the gym, I'm going to give him the business because I've been practicing some stuff, and he's not going to be ready for the lighter, faster me. But he likes to put me in the clinch and toss me. But so I have an arrangement with him, though. I'll tell him, go as hard as you want. And if he hits me and he says, is that too hard? I'm like, no. Let's see here. Would you say Judaism is antichrist? The Jews believe Jesus is not rioting in hell and feces, and Mary is son of a whore. I don't know a single Jewish person that believes that, Mo. Now they do believe that Christ hasn't come yet. They're still waiting on him, but no, they didn't. I don't know a single Jewish person that believes that. And I have we have the Kabbalah, don't we? We have a collection of religious books from my studies and hers. She also studied mythology. Could you show your abs, please? You have to pay me for that. What was your injury? I had bicep reattachment surgery. So my bicep came off of the bone and they had to reattach the tendon. So I haven't been able to do any training on this arm. And as you can see, this bicep's a lot smaller than that one. It's just what they didn't say in the Bible. It's just what they didn't say in the Bible. You'd have to expound on that. 0321, Recon Marine. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. Recon Marine jump qualified, Iraq 2011. Were you forced reconnaissance or... we also, so I was stationed at 43 area, Los Flores, 5th Battalion, 11th Marines, and we had light armor reconnaissance there. I don't know if they're still there. We also had the Anglico, and then they had the tankers. They were reservists, though. And I think 5th Battalion, 11th Marines is now a HIMARS battalion. We had the M1908s and 777s when I was in it, but they started switching over to the HIMARS, so I think they're exclusively rocket artillery now. The Bible isn't complete. I haven't read it back to back yet, but I've almost finished it. I think if a bird would rather be out in the wild, it would be wrong of me to hold it back from that. So I've had friends in San Diego that have lost pigeons, or not pigeons, parrots, and there's a big flock of parrots out in San Diego from people that have lost their pets, and I do believe they started to breed too. But sometimes the parrot will come back because they remember you, believe it or not. So if he comes back, then he likes to be with you. Saludos, Mexico. Hey, what's up? Mejor de Fe. How you doing? Mexico in the house. Army is greater than Marines. There are definitely more people in the Army than there is in the Marine Corps. You're very, very true. Have you ever gone through a fat phase? Yeah, when I first got out of the service, I didn't know what to do with myself, and I got overweight. I got to 250 pounds, and not in a good way. And I thought you just got old and fat. I thought that's what you're supposed to do, but luckily I was wrong about that. Lifting heavy as trash just gets you hurt. Well, hey, man, different strokes for different folks. I think it's a man's responsibility to be as strong as he can, and also I enjoy lifting heavy. So. But you are right. I mean, it's a good way to injure yourself if you're not careful. But, in life, there's no such thing as guarantees, so you could go hide in a hole if you want, but your days are numbered, and they're still going to find you. You could pretty much say that about anything that's a risk, where you could wrap yourself in bubble wrap and seclude yourself in your house and become an agoraphobic and never take any chances or risks and never accomplish anything. And you could say, you know what, I was safe, and you'll be the guy who has a satellite that comes out of orbit and crashes into your living room, or has a car run off the road. You know what I mean? Like, life is risky. You don't know when you're going to get injured. You don't know where you're going to get injured. I'll say this: driving your car in traffic is way more risky than powerlifting. Yeah, I'm dealing with injuries right now, Jay. I've had a bunch of heavy injuries powerlifting. It doesn't have to be part of the sport, but you do have to respect the weights for sure. Do you play battery? No, I don't know what that is. Man, I hope you doesn't get involved in bombing my country nowadays. Well, that's really wouldn't be up to me, Vision Aldin. I have my opinions on it, but nobody's ever asked for me to make a decision. It's in their Talmud, getting page 57a. They believe it. He's an adultery phase. Do your homework. Mo, I think I'm going to get rid of you. No, I'll keep you around. I mean, you sound like a fucking moron, but I didn't bring more Muslims up at all. Does anybody in this stream recall me saying anything about Muslims? So Mo says it's in their Talmud. They believe he's in adultery. Please do your homework before speaking about Muslims while you suck up to people that call you goyim and idol worshipers. So one distinction I think everybody needs to make is a difference between a Jew, which is a religion, can be a Jew, and Israeli, which is a nationality. So you need to make those two distinctions right there, first of all. And I have friends that live in Israel, and I've been there a few times. Second, I'm an American, and they're one of our staunchest allies. Third, I have the Quran. If you want me to break it out and start talking shit, we can do that. I've actually seen you guys fuck animals. Yes, I've seen it with night vision goggles. Now, would I say all Muslims do that? No, but definitely they did. So, and I've also seen elder Muslims pass around little boys sexually. Is that all Muslims or just those guys? You know, and there's, two big groups of Muslims, and they don't particularly like each other. So in the absence of us to fight, they seem to want to kill each other. You can go fuck yourself, okay? I got nothing nice to say about Muslims, generally speaking. But I'd be generalizing. And I'm not Jewish either, so honestly, I don't really give a shit. So you're arguing what the Jews believe. I said I've never met a Jew that believes that. And I would assume the same thing about Muslims. I would assume most Muslims don't engage in bestiality, which I witnessed, by the way. With these eyes, I saw it and can never unsee it. So we could make that argument too if you want, buddy. You stumbled upon a Muslim that's trying to talk shit about Jews, and I'm not even Jewish. I said I support Israel because they're one of our oldest and closest allies, and I would have no reason to not support them. And I can think of many reasons not to support the Muslims. But there again, that's a generalization as well. So I tend to try to stay away from that kind of thing. But he's talking shit, telling me I need to educate myself. Fuck you. Them's fighting words, boy. You're telling an American Marine to educate himself about the Jewish religion. Okay. Yeah. Bring it back. I came here to train. I don't talk shit, just say facts. Mo, you haven't said a single fact about anything. Go blow a goat. They would spit on you if you there. I was there. More than a few times, by the way. And, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what you're trying to say. I mean, I know they wouldn't like me. They didn't like us. You yelling at people to join your religion is the same as gay people forcing kids to be gay. Now, you're talking to him, not me, right? The Marines should be cleaning the streets now. I wish we were. We got lowlife. What's up? I'm tired of the guy. Yeah, no, that's fine. You deleted his messages. Yeah, I was starting to get a little pissed too. You guys know me. I'm pretty even keeled with trolls, but I might have a little bit of a personal bias against Muslims in general based on my personal experiences with them as a Marine. But I try not to generalize. I don't like to I like to treat people as individuals. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to group people into a box and judge them by what the box supposedly did or didn't do. It's the same as I wouldn't want to be lumped in a box and like all white people are this or all black people are that or all Muslims or all Christians. No, I like to judge people individually. But I might admittedly have a little bit of a personal bias based on experience. And he's coming at me with this shit and telling me I'm wrong about what? I said I've never met a Jewish person that believes that. That is a fact, whether it's in the book or not. I have never met a Jewish person that believes that. And I have witnessed. I can't unsee it. Is it possible for me to be gay and Christian? I love Jesus at the same time I'm attracted to other guys. I'm not trolling, and I mean no disrespect. I've been struggling with that. Rick, honestly, I'm barely Christian. I've come to believe, let's put it that way, because I've been studying the Bible, and recently I've come to believe. But I'm not an expert, and I really couldn't say. All I know, this is what I know about Jesus. This is why I like the guy. He always looked for the dregs of society. He didn't go and find like the people that were well put together and rich and successful. And he found the bums in the street. He found the crackheads. He found the sinners. He found the people that society had given up on and said that they're never going to amount to anything. So, if you believe you're sinning and you believe in Jesus, I'm assuming he's going to set you straight. I don't know. Me personally, I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't really care. I think that what you do with your genitals and who you like or don't like is the least interesting thing about a person. And I'm actually kind of sick of people identifying themselves by their sexuality. Not saying you're doing that, but it's, you know what I mean. It's like it's a bug, not a feature, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean. I don't know why people get so hung up on that kind of thing. But a short answer to a long response is I don't know. I really haven't been in the faith that long. I just don't know. I mean, if a sin is anything, my definition of a sin is any action you take that goes against you as a person. And if you feel guilty about it, you have to explore why. Is it something that was put on you by somebody like an adult? I don't know. But there's certain things that we can all agree are like objectively wrong across all religions and whatever nationalities, like murdering people or abusing children, things of that nature. When it comes to that kind of stuff, I really don't know. I just kind of mind my business, and I don't judge anybody. My religious system is I believe in the Christian God and Jesus and a decent chunk of the Bible, but I don't believe in Christianity religion. I think in a lot of ways it's garbage. So yeah, I'm very anti-religion myself. I grew up Catholic, so I'm very averse to religions, generally speaking, because I think that they have been used to oppress and control people historically, especially the larger religions. If you support Israel, let them in your country and let the land of Palestine for their citizens. Read history. You guys stole land of Muslims. Who's you guys? I don't have anything to do with that shit. Here's what I can tell you, Manasuri. Gaza's been a shit show ever since I grew up. It's been the same. Ever since I've grown up, it's the same. I heard about this little strip of land where these motherfuckers are fighting these motherfuckers and whatever, terrorism. I don't know. I got nothing to do with it. And as far as letting Jews in our country, they can come over if they want. There's plenty of them here. My neighbors, as a matter of fact. And I've gone over there. Tel Aviv. I partied there when I was younger. I fell in love one day. I was on the beach in Israel. And I saw this goddess, this olive-skinned goddess in a bikini. And she had an MP5. And I was like, oh. I never asked her name. But I still remembered it. But like that whole statement you said makes no sense to me because I don't have control over any of that. I didn't start it. I'm not going to stop it. I have no dog in the fight. I mean, you guys have been fighting over that shit. There I said you guys. I don't have an answer for it. I think it's hurting people. Innocent people get hurt. It's bad in general. Everyone in this world is F up in many ways, or one way if it's crappy, freaky, weirdo. No religion should hold you accountable. Yeah, so I don't know. Don't call my friend Maggie ignorant. I don't like blocking people, but I will. Here's the thing. You can disagree with any of us, and that's fine. I don't expect everyone to agree with me. But the second you make it personal, you've lost the conversation. Okay? Simple as that. Like, it shows a level of ignorance that I would not lower myself to continue the discourse once you start making it personal. You don't know me, I don't know you. We can talk about the topic, we can agree, we can disagree. You can speak your points, I can speak my points. But the second you make it personal, you've just shown how low IQ your discourse is. So Do with that what you will. She started it by calling the entire chat ignorant. Well, we kind of are, to be fair. uh, hey, brother, how's your arm? I haven't seen you in a bit. It's okay. I still haven't done any weight training on it. I haven't gotten cleared by my doctor yet. Yeah, there you go. I like that. Alexander, there we go. Is there a difference between Islamic extremists and Muslims? Hard rocks thrown at us, but also ran into some solid people who practice Pashtunwali. I think there's religious fundamentalists and extremists in every religion. And again, what are we talking about? We're talking about judging the individual by his or her actions and not lumping people into boxes and generalizing. If I don't know you, I'm not going to judge you based on. Now, saying you belong to a group does kind of give people context or, prejudices based on their experiences with that group. But again, he waited for the 5 minutes to be up. Definitely didn't call the entire chat ignorant. I didn't see that, Maggie, but we are. May just re-enlist in the Marines if America involves itself in the war with Iran. I don't know much going on for me right now, but I've been out for over a decade now. I got to be honest with you, I don't really have anything positive to say about Iran. Oh, yes, I do. So I think the Iranians, the people, I've met a lot of them, and they're awesome. And if you recall, like it was in the mid to late 70s, they were, it was a cool place to go visit. They were starting to take on Western ideals. And then, of course, the Shah took over the revolution. And now they live in one of the most oppressive and authoritarian regimes. And, there's great consequences for speaking out or acting out against the government. So, on that note, to that end, I totally support what Israel's doing. I lose no sleep whatsoever in that leadership of that country going bye-bye. Hi, Ape Energy. What's up? These motherfuckers, ignorance is real. Yeah, you said ignorance is real. Let's see. Dad used to be military, died when I was young. To ask what he did, super cool. Yeah, I don't know. It sucks that he died, but I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. It's kind of a bummer. You took the time to type that, but not think about it. It happens. We are stuck with a dictator regime. Yeah, I would love nothing more than for you guys to be able to rise up and turn that country into what you want it to be. And from what the interactions I've had with the Iranians here in the United States, most of them support some kind of a democracy with capitalism, free market capitalism. And that's another reason why it would be a shame if Israel targeted civilian populations, and I wouldn't be against that very much. But it seems like they've been pretty surgical in their strikes so far. Can you please describe what you've seen in the night vision? No. Yes, no. No, I don't think I'm going to do that. They took turns on the animal, though. It's really so sad, man, that a man that can't debate properly with insults, grow up, wannabe, debate, add me to live. Let's go. I'll smoke you with facts. Mo, who are you talking about? Are you talking to me, brother? Exactly. I said stereotype and prejudice exist for a reason. Some from past experiences, some from present, some from hearsay, and some from ignorance. Yes, and yeah, it's good context to have. Like if I told you I'm a member of the KKK, you still don't know anything about me, but you're like, huh, that's probably not good, right? But I still like, that's a tough one. I want to say that I judge people individually, but that's not necessarily true. Because I think there's like a built-in mechanism where we protect ourselves. Like, for example, say I'm walking down the street. I just walked to the corner store and I'm headed back, and a group of young thugs walks around the corner. Now, people would say they're blacks or whatever, or Mexicans, whites. I don't judge them by their skin color. I judge them by like how they carry themselves and the clothes they're wearing and the demographics they represent. Um, the little thugs are little thugs, and they might be the coolest kids in the world. But my first thought is, if you look like gangsters, I'm probably going to need to protect myself, or at least be very alert. And you could say, well, you're judging them. They could be straight A students. You don't know. Well, you know what? You dress like a hoe. Getting back into the garage gym, working out, find it easier in the morning before it gets too hot. Yeah, but I got to work so early. Hopefully I'll re-enlist if I'm able to go down to 0372 pipeline. 72, which one's that one? 72. Is that automatic rifleman? No, 72 is goddamn 03s. I don't know all your MOSs. There's a lot of videos like that in the dark web showing them doing that to animals. It's a thing very distinguishing, but it's common. Yeah, so, and the other thing is they're not aware that Americans have very high definition night vision. So, what animal was it? Was it a donkey or goat? It wasn't a sheep. I want to say it was I want to say it was a donkey, a small burro. Metallica. What was that thing? What was the animal? Maybe a goat. I don't remember. Can we cut this conversation about animals? Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I know I'm talking to a man that can't stop talking about goat effing, like what? You don't have the context of the prior conversation, Mo. Hey man, can you say happy birthday to my cousin Bartholomew to blasphemy? I mean, I don't know. 0372 is Marsoc. Oh shit, you want to be a raider? Let's move on. Yeah. I can tell you watch them often. How's the arm doing? Yeah, okay. I haven't really done much with it. On that note, was I going to do any exercise? What time is it? I've been talking to you guys, and I haven't done any training. And it's already 10 o'clock. And I have to be up at 3 in the morning. What was I, should I at least do my stretching? Yeah, let's do that. How long have I been on here? 1 hour. God, I get talking to you guys and I lose track of time. So it's supposed to be like, they said I could start doing shoulders, but really all I could do is like these 10-pound weights. I can't, because I don't want to risk doing anything with the bicep. So I've just been like, wearing my arms out with these things. If you hold your arms straight out though, 10 pounds is pretty heavy. You bend over and you hit the rear delts. Yeah. can't believe I've been talking for an hour straight. I haven't done any exercises at all. The whole point is, like, I'm trying to get back into training. But I've been like doing leg day like every day. So it's just getting to the point where I hate doing squats. Ooh, feel a little sore here. Might have to lay off this side a little bit. Ooh, yeah, I feel that right at the. Oh, that's tender. That hurts. Stretchy man. All right, got that done. Oh man, you ripped your rotator? That sucks. What kind of supplements do you take? Really, I don't take anything right now. Yeah. You're talking about me. I had bicep surgery. Kind of irreplaceable muscle. Did you tear your labrum or like what? Okay. 109. Whew. God, it's hot in this garage. I'm just reading the conversation. Oh, man. Rotator cuff. That sucks. I had a shoulder injury, but I never got it diagnosed. I just did physical therapy on it. And then strengthened it. Starting with lightweight. Working my way back up again. And I haven't seemed to have too many issues with it. Camp Pendleton, left Paris Island. 0321. After 2 years, I got into Force Recon. Jump School 2010. 2011 in Afghanistan 2012. Nice. Can you put your hand on the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit? One really bad car wreck. So, Michael, where are you at right now? Are you still active duty, or have you been out since 2012? Dude, I hope this swamp cooler I get tomorrow works, because it is fucking hot in here. Oh, Paris Island, man, the fucking sand fleas. And I went right in the middle of summer, June. Sweaty balls. Yeah, it happens. Except for Pie Cookie. Got a bunch of jarheads in the house tonight. A lot of the guys I served with are on my subscriber list and Facebook. And we still get together pretty regularly. I've been out since 2012. I became a cop in 2014. Still currently one, my friend. So my brother-in-law, he sounded a lot like him. Christina's brother, my wife's brother, obviously. I want to say he got out right about the same time. And now he's a Metro officer here in Vegas. And he's been, I want to say, like going on 13 years now. I have to be up in a few hours. I have to be up in a few hours. I should go to bed myself. Jarhead mom here. Tess. My MOS was 0844. Field Artillery Fire Direction Controlman. When throw punches, do you throw for volume or accuracy? I throw for power. Where were you stationed? How long did you serve? 8 years, 3 months. Camp Pendleton, 43 area, Las Flores. I was with the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit, the Pride of the Pacific. I was on the USS Comstock, LSD-45, and been all over the Middle East, Jordan, Iraq, Kuwait, obviously. I never went to Afghanistan. Did not have the pleasure of going over there. Oh, God, I fucking need glasses. Hello there, how are you? Why am so lazy some mornings? I don't know, I'm not a morning person either. So I used to work night shifts, and I was often wondering, how come I could get up for night shifts so easily, but not the mornings? And then I figured it out. When going to work at night, I would be up 3-4 hours before I went to work. Well, what if I started doing the morning shifts? So if I got to be at work at 5, I would get up at 2:30, and then I could drink coffee and watch YouTube, just like I would on a night shift. And I started treating it like night shifts, and it's a lot easier for me. Sven Who said hi. I'd actually say I was with Romeo Battery, 5th Battalion, 11th Marines, incidentally. Oh, and well, I did headquarters too, so where I worked in the S3, because I could type almost 50 words a minute. That happens to me too if I shout or exert a good bit of physical force. I can't read for shit. and my eyesight is perfectly fine. Well, so all the letters are blurry now, but I gotta get my eyes checked. I used to have 20/40 vision most of my life, but I'm 50, and unfortunately, I think I'm at that point where I need to get maybe at least reading glasses. Because I got the reason I have this laptop is because I have a hard time reading the letters on my phone. But now I'm having a hard time. Della, are you logged in as my account? Is that my daughter? Eye fatigue. I guess, man. Were you out in the bedroom? Chulo tube. That's my baby girl. All right, guys. I think, God, I hope this swamp cooler I get tomorrow. If this thing works, I'm just gonna get right back into it. But I'm dying out here. I gotta get out of this garage. But hey, I think an hour and 15 minutes is pretty good. My mother got LASIK a few years ago. She still needs reading glasses, however. Well, what does LASIK fix? Isn't that astigmatism or something? Or cataracts? I'll see you in a minute, honey. All right, guys, good night. Look at this. I'm drenched. I'm covered with sweat. This shirt is like I wring this thing out. They're in your stuff. Kids are so great. Hell yeah. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you on the battlefield. Hopefully they get the swamp cooler tomorrow. We'll have a bit of a different experience. It's got to be 110 out here.